Breaking news, the release of the Rogue One sequel trailer. Hello, movie lovers! I'm back with another Star Wars video. This one is another one that I think is underappreciated. Heck, I think aside from the Ridge Tridge, they all get a lot more hate than they deserve. Today I'm talking about Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This film was released in December of 2016 and was directed by Gareth Edwards, previously known for directing Godzilla. The good one, not the Matthew Broderick one. Many have tossed it aside, complaining that it just stretched out the opening crawl of A New Hope into a full-length motion picture. But you don't need an opening crawl to tell you to like this video, even though you're gonna get it anyways. So just give it a thumbs up, please. Thanks. And now on to the video. Be aware of spoilers ahead, as my video for Rogue One has just begun. Now, you and I know better than those naysayers, don't we? It was the first Star Wars movie to not focus on a Skywalker or a Solo. Really, the only one so far, as the other A Star Wars story film, Solo, was of course focused heavily on, Solo. But back to Rogue One. It started out back in 2005. Lucasfilms was planning a live-action television series called Underworld, a gritty and dark series that would take place between the prequels and the original trilogy. It was in development in 2009 with over 100 episodes planned and at least 50 scripts written, but sadly nothing was ever actually produced. During that time, John Knoll, the visual effects supervisor for the prequel movies, pitched an idea for an episode that eventually was developed into Rogue One. In May of 2014, Gareth Edwards was hired on to direct it. The movie starts out with the usual text, "A long time ago in a galaxy far away," but no fanfare or opening crawl. Kathleen Kennedy wanted it to stand out from the rest of the Skywalker saga. So instead, there's suspenseful orchestral chord, followed by a normal Star Wars camera tilt up into the planet Lamu. There, Galen Orso, played by Mads Mikkelsen, is hiding out from the Empire with his family. He's a research scientist who left the Empire when he decided that his work on the Death Star was too dangerous. I wonder if it was still called the Death Star back then. That might have been a, little giveaway. Imperial Shooter McGavin, Orson Krennic, played by Ben Mendelsohn, lands a strangely long distance away from their home to take Galen back to finish his work on the Death Star. He kills Urso's wife, and her daughter Jyn escapes to hide in a cave. And eventually, Saw Gerrera shows up to rescue and raise her. Saw Gerrera is kind of a throwaway character in this film, but quite a backstory in other mediums. I can't speak much for the 3 novels that he's in: Star Wars Bloodlines, Catalyst, a Rogue One novel, and Rebel Rising, as I haven't read them, or many of the Star Wars books. But he was originally created to be a key character in Lucas's series Underworld. When that never happened, Dave Filoni scooped him up. He was the supervising director for Clone Wars animated series, and executive producer of Star Wars Rebels, as well as Mandalorian. So kind of the Kevin Feige of Star Wars at the moment. He wanted to have brother and sister characters for his Andorian arc on season 5 of Clone Wars. So he took that already created character, Saw Gerrera, and paired him with his sister, Stila Gerrera. They played Andorian freedom fighters. By the time we see him in Rogue One, he's a jaded man for whom war has taken its toll, both on his spirit and his body, as he's riddled with prosthetics, so much that he even breathes like Darth Vader himself. We cut to 15 years later, and Jyn's all grown up and in some sort of prison camp. But before we get too much into her story, we find Cassian Andor, played by Diego Luna. He's an actual legit rebel spy.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away!
He's meeting with his informant to find out about the cargo pilot Bondi Rope that defected to Saw, and we find out a lot about him in this one scene. He's a ground-level field officer who goes out to meet people in shady alleys, but he's also not the greatest guy. When some stormtroopers find them and ask for his IDs, he shoots them dead, leaving them trapped in a dead end. Since the informant is too weak to climb up to safety, he just shoots him. His information is too important for him to get caught, so he has to leave him behind. He had to get back to the Alliance. And now we're back with Jyn Erso, played by Felicity Jones. She's rescued by Cassian Andor and his droid counterpart K2SO, a reprogrammed Imperial Enforcer droid voiced by Alan Tudyk. They go meet with the Alliance and ask Jyn to go to the planet Jedha to help find Saw to gain access to the defected cargo pilot. There on Jedha, while they look for Saw, they find Donnie Yen's character Sharut Imwe, a blind warrior who's one with the Force as the Force is one with him, and Jiang Wen's character Baze Malbus. He's a heavy weapons expert, and they are both former Guardians of the Whills. They meet up with Saw and find out that Jin's dad built a flaw into the Death Star, but before they can figure out what to do about it, Krennic decides to test the Death Star on the main city on Jedha, and they narrowly escape with Brody Rook, played by Riz Ahmed, and now we've got our 6 main good guys, the Rogue One squad. They decide they have to go find Galen on Edu to figure out what his trap was inside. They find out it's on Scarif, and they head there against Alliance as well, and here the main battle occurs, both on the ground and in orbit. This is one of, if not the best battles of any Star Wars movie. All of the Rogue One squad have their own special job that they have to complete to make this mission a success. Spoiler alert, again, they all die. Those that didn't die on the battlefield working to secure the message getting sent up to the Alliance are eventually killed when the Death Star destroys Scarif. But their sacrifice was not in vain, as the rebels get their plans to Princess Leia, and Episode 4 A New Hope is about to begin. But first, probably everyone's favorite scene is where Darth Vader just wrecks a whole squad of rebels on the ship before Leia's ship takes off. And there you go. I don't know why people were throwing hate on this movie. It's fast-paced, full of action. Alan Tudyk is amazing as K2SO. Grand Moff Tarkin's CGI reappearance is only slightly off-putting. If you can watch the third act without getting a little teary-eyed, then good job. You're a rebel now. All the characters have their own little arcs where they grow during their 2 missions before the ultimate demise. So yes, I love it. Hey everyone, it's trivia time again. For the scenes of the final battle, Gareth Edwards was able to discover unused footage from A New Hope and used it to add X-Wing fighter pilots to that fight. Speaking of the final battle, if you're a fan of Star Wars Rebels, the animated series that took place between episodes 3 and 4, then you will probably enjoy looking for their ship, the Ghost, fighting over Scarif. You're welcome, future me, for scouring through the battle scenes to find the shots of it. Good job. Ooh, that's another good one. Good for you, sir. This movie had a quick cameo of C-3PO and R2-D2, making Solo the only film that they did not appear in, although Anthony Daniels, C-3PO, does make an appearance as a different character in Solo, making him the only actor to be in every Star Wars movie to date. Nearly none of the footage from the original trailer actually made it into the final film, as they did lots and lots of reshoots. So, what do you think of this film? Is it your favorite? If not, then what is your favorite? Tell me in a comment. If you like Star Wars, I have at least 2 other videos about Star Wars films, as well as several different ones on my channel, so feel free to browse through my back catalog. Subscribe by clicking on this blinking button, but that's it for me. I'm Mr. Movie Lover, and I'll see you later. Bye.